Hey there. Uh, Back at home. Only for a week, I think. I wish it was longer, but whatever. We all need to work in these times. So uh, I did one of these types of videos before. Basically, this is going to be hardcore libertarian porn. Um, as you can see, I got a new gun just today. Gypsy Hustle. That would interest you to know that I bought this in a gun store in Fenton, Michigan, which is just south of Flint, which of course where Demcad lives. It's definitely the best gun store in Michigan. It's called Guns Galore. And when I don't buy at gun shows or from people, that's where I get all my guns. And I wanted a revolver for a long time. I already had two other handguns, but no revolvers. And I really wanted this one. I wanted to get a revolver, and I wanted it to be either a 45 or 357, and this is a 357. It's used. It's a Ruger 100 GP 100. Excuse me. It is used, so it was a lot cheaper, but it's in great shape. Never had a revolver. I fired this exact gun before because I have relatives that have one. Really liked it. I haven't fired this one yet though. So first thing tomorrow is I'm going to go and find a nice spot in the woods and shoot this until I'm not frustrated any longer. Also, obviously, I finally got Gadsden flag shirts. I wanted them for years and I finally decided to splurge on them. And also, this beauty. It says "All Hail the God King" with a picture of Jesus with Obama's head on it. I saw a picture of this on the internet about a year ago, and haven't been able to get it out of my mind since then. And so when I got these, I got two of these, and I got one of those. And I wore this to the gun show or gun store, and got couple compliments. And next time I'll wear that. All right, this wouldn't be well. I've never really done one of these where I really showed my guns. I'm not going to show them all, but this is the first handgun I ever bought. This is a Beretta 92 FS. Pretty generic. It's kind of a big gun. It's 9mm, so it's like one of the criticisms is that it's too big to be concealable and it's not that powerful, and I agree with that. But it's also a great like first gun. It's really nice. It's ambidextrous, and like it's fun to shoot. It's fairly cheap because 9mm is cheaper than most of the other rounds. So to compare, which one's bigger? That's my favorite game. The rounds on this are considerably larger, but it's about the same size. This weighs a bit more. You can feel. I think this is maybe 3 pounds. This is more like 2.5. But I've had this. For those of you who don't know, I got this probably 5 years ago, and prices roughly seem to have doubled in that time. Ever since Obama got elected, basically all guns, and especially ones that are likely to be restricted, like handguns and assault rifles, have gone up. And I'm really sorry to hear that and see that, but what can I say? That's what happens. This is the cheapest gun I own. It's probably my favorite gun. It's $200 at a gun store, at a gun show. It is a Mauser. For those of you who are history buffs, it's a German rifle. Famous, it was used in World War I and World War II. This one was actually built in Spain in the 50s. It's a bolt action. I love this gun. It's so reliable, and it's. I have much more expensive guns, and this one is just so much better. And if you're not a gun owner, and it's really daunting sometimes because it seems so expensive and you don't know, you can get extremely effective quality firearms very cheaply. And I think that buying the first one is the first step. I was a big gun control I was against an abolition of all gun laws, and I didn't own any guns. And I bought one, and within 2 years, I think I owned 5, and now I think I'm to 10 now. And I'm not trying to just collect a whole bunch, but it's like, oh, I need something that does this, and you end up with a whole bunch. But yeah, it's the Lord of War, man. I love this gun. This is the American answer to that. This is an assault rifle, also called a battle rifle. It is an M1A, sometimes military designation M14. This is the military's rifle after World War II, but before Vietnam. Fires .308. 20-round magazines. This is my most expensive gun. I really like it. It makes a nice sound. It's quite heavy. I hate to say that I like the Mauser better because the Mauser is so much cheaper, but this is a wonderful gun. It's the envy of the gun shows or whatever, usually. There are flashier guns, but this came highly recommended. Springfield Armory, and I believe this was $1,580, which I bought with my tax return. This is my first gun. None of these cases are mine, by the way. They're all borrowed. But this is Benelli M4 Marine Tactical Shotgun. Benelli is renowned for semi-automatic shotguns. You don't need a semi-automatic shotgun. You can get a pump action. It's probably almost just as good for 6 times less. These guns, I picked this. This is the first gun I bought. I went online and typed up what is the best shotgun you can get, and other than getting a $60,000 silver inlaid elephant gun, this is basically it. There are others that are almost as good that are much cheaper. So in terms of pound for your, or bang for your buck, this is probably not the best gun. But I really like this gun. It was really hard to find, and actually Benelli, when I got this, they weren't marketing them to civilians. They're selling them to police and military. If they had extras, they'd sell them to civilians. And I believe a year or two after I bought this, they stopped doing that. And so it is all on the secondary market now, and the price, I believe this was $1,200 in 2006. Which, by the way, Guns Galore in Fenton, Michigan has excellent layaway policy for those of you who maybe are intimidated by the price and live in Michigan and would like to buy one. Now I think they're going for $1,400 or $1,500 or even $1,600, even used. It's a real nice gun, and supposedly a really good one. I've never really put it to the test though. So I have others. I don't want to show them all though right now. Also, to match my shirt, gold. They came out here before. I had 1 ounce. Now I have 3.1 ounces. I'm working on getting a 4th one. All Krugerrands. And I'm doing pretty good, I think, because I've only started doing it this year, and by the end of this year I hope to have at least 5 ounces. If I can do 5 ounces of gold and maybe 100 ounces of silver a year, my Social Security should be taken care of. Feels so good in the hand, though. Oh, that is libertarian porn. Obviously, stuff's not as good, but silver, it is the most reflective of all the metals. I have a lot more of this, but I have not bought any of this since February because I've switched to gold basically. Bought some books, obviously. Honest Money. I'm not religious, but it's good to be able to talk to religious people. This is a thin book. It's by Gary North, who I am increasingly seeing as a really titanic figure in the libertarian movement. He wrote this back in the 80s, and there aren't many books that deal with the ethics of money. Holtzman wrote one, and he actually referenced this book. I haven't started it, but it looks pretty good. This is an older book by Robert Higgs. Can't see that, can you? Robert Higgs is one of my favorite living economic historians, and the transformation of the American economy, 1865 to 1914. Uh, Jonathan Feingold Catalan, who is probably the most prolific writer on Mises.org, highly recommended this book. And since I like Higgs and I respect Catalan, I couldn't resist. I guess the Mises Institute's going to come out with a new version. I couldn't wait till then. I got this off Amazon for like $10. He also recommended this book. Don't know too much about him. I believe that's a South African economist. Uh, it's not very thick. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it, but I'm told it's quite good. This one has been on my list for a long time. I've already read Human Action, so I believe I'll get the gist of it. And I believe he made improvements after he came out. This is his first work, major work anyway. It came out in 1912. This is this is basically the last work, the last major work before Keynesianism fucked up economics. I know they're 20 years later, but still. Okay. I'm realizing that I'm going to end up reading all of Rothbard's books. I don't plan. I never made the conscious decision to do that, but I keep hearing about ones that I want to read, and this one sounds great. I've heard about it for a long time. I think I actually had to get this off Amazon because I think I forgot to get it when I was buying stuff on Mises, and then I was buying stuff on Amazon, and I said, "Oh, I got to get that too." And I was listening to Lou Rockwell. He did an interview with John Dennison, who's a judge apparently, but he does a lot of work on war, and he recommended a number of books on war, and I ended up buying all of them. This one's about like the Patriot Act and the wars. We're libertarians, we're against all that, but it's always good to know more. And this one I thought was very interesting. I'd heard about this before. This is about Pat Tillman. Interestingly, Pat Tillman basically realized that he very likely could be killed and made a patsy by the military and used for propaganda purposes, and then he was killed and used for propaganda purposes. So it's possible he was accidentally killed, although it's also possible he was intentionally killed. But Dennison highly recommended this book, and the author's a good author. He's had a number of bestsellers. Not a libertarian as far as I know. Nor was Tillman. Tillman, it's not that it's well known. Actually, contacted Noam Chomsky. Yeah, but I've already started, and it seems like a really good book. So, really nice shirts. Anyway, that is your monthly dose of libertarian porn.